evening, ladies, gentlefers, and my lovely NBs. We are here live in Dakota at Sofa Wolf Stadium as we see the Dakota Bikers go up against the Albany Alphas. My name is Marcus Baylor, and to my right is Ryan Eastman. How are you doing, dude?
Doing excellent. How about yourself tonight?
I am doing fantastic. I'm very excited to see how this game goes. We see both of these teams really fighting for their spots to be in the playoffs in the early goings of the season.
Yeah, definitely a big matchup here tonight. We have the Albany Alphas, fighting for third. Currently, I think, sitting third in their division, trying to fight their way up in the standings. Whereas Dakota, obviously, trying to fight against Montana for that division lead. And, every game early in the season is really mattering for these battles late season.
Yeah, for sure. Especially with how close a lot of these teams have been together. Especially when it comes to their respective divisions. And with the fact that Dakota is pretty much... It might be the last hurrah. We're not too sure yet because there are a lot of players on this team that are on the final year of their contracts.
Yeah, looking at the old core, you have Silvius, Derby, and Redfield all potentially going into free agency next year, potentially leaving. Obviously, they re-signed Jonathan Lawyer last year to kind of keep the core together for at least this one more run. But the question is, can they afford to keep bringing these guys back? And is it worth bringing them back at their age? The last run they had, I think, was 5-6 years ago, and that's a lot of wear and tear on the body.
Yeah, for sure. And they are going up against another team who has been in the final. I think they've won before, but
2016, I believe.
Yeah, so another team that hasn't been able to get a chip in a while with the core that they have. In the Albany Alphas, of course, they have Terry O'Toole, who has been a very star-studded performer for the Alphas, who's on his last year of his contract, as well as Yona Vassenhood and Tapisa.
Yeah, well, think about Albany. Don't forget, a couple years ago, they did face Winnipeg in the finals with Narcissus last year. Obviously, since her retirement, things have been a little bit more difficult for them. And, they're trying to get back into that form for another finals run. And we'll have to see as the season goes if this year might be an opportunity to do so.
Yeah, and of course, as we're going to get into this, it's going to be an exciting matchup between these two as they go ahead and get ready to set things up.
Here we go.
So, here we go, getting things started here as the Alphas ends up winning the tip-off here as Valerio trying to get into the paint, lays it up, and he's going to get fouled there on Lawyer, and that will be the first foul of this game in the opening possession.
Yeah, Lorenz, the youngest of, I think, all the starters across the two teams, second-year player, has a sibling out in Alaska on his last year of his rookie contract. So with him moving up to the starting lineup, making a case for getting a bit of a payday come free agency.
Yeah, and considering how a lot of siblings these days, as he does miss the second free throw, has been trying to, team up together at some team, trying to copy a little bit of what we do. But it's good to see players being able to try and make the most of their opportunities. We'll see if Dakota gets on the board first with this possession as Matthew heads over to Mishima. Mika getting a nice screen, laying it up, and it is not going to go down. So Watterson will get the board for the Alphas.
Yeah, high arc there, and it's going to be Valerio dunking it down on the other end.
Yeah, right now, an excellent start there for the Alphas with that easy dunk there. It looks like the Bikers are a little bit rattled here as Lawyer is going to bring it up this time.
Yeah, a little slow on the defensive transition there after the miss, and Lawyer blocked, but no, they're going to call foul on Lorenzo.
Yeah, it looks like
Lorenzo.
It looks like there was a little bit of contact as Lawyer was going up, really trying to go hard on the paint, trying to get this team back together, but a good opportunity for him to get on the line for two.
Yeah, it's still early in the game. Opportunities plenty still to be had, but they say that dunk there, they need to work on their transition defense. I don't think they were expecting the Kangaroo Rat, who, is quite tall at 6'10", but only 217. He's a little faster than I think most of them are expecting off that first step of the drive.
Yeah, for sure. And Lawyer is going to get both of those free throws down, so Dakota will only be down by one as Albany's up 3-2 with about 11 minutes left in the first quarter. We'll see if they're able to extend this lead as they pass over to Terry. Terry loses the ball there as Mishima's able to pick it up. End up losing I believe it hit one of the bikers' legs, and the bikers are able to take advantage of that with a quick basket there from Silvius as Dakota takes the lead up 4-3.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Silvius may have swiped it from him, but on the other end, a quick answer is no good. But Akiak will get his own miss, and the putback is good. So Dakota find themselves down by 1, back and forth affair already here.
Yeah, and this is nothing to be expected from between these two teams. Both of them have been very well throughout these past few years, and it's no surprise that both of them are going right out of here.
Troy, we're going to call a foul on Derby for an illegal screen. That'll be a turnover. I was going to say Troy had the ball down in the post. New addition last year to the Bikers, finding himself on his 4th team in 4 years, but finally got a chance to stay around and has found his way into the starting lineup here of the Bikers.
Yeah, for sure, and that's something that you really have to go for. It takes a minute to really find your footing here within this league, and once you find a click of a team, and you just got to go run with it. As Cassie is trying to go for a fadeaway, but it's not going to go down this time as Mishima does get the rock. And now Silvius looking to go in and get for a quick drive, going for a spin move, and it is going to be going up and good. Nice play there for Silvius, as once again we get another lead change. I believe that's the 3rd one of this game.
Yeah, and Cassius obviously a big re-signing this last free agency is Terry from beyond the arc. He's known to hit these on demand, and he's able to convert and another lead change back in the way of Albany after that big 3.
Yeah, you cannot leave Terry open like that. That is just a recipe for disaster if you're on defense in the Bikers. But now Silvius trying to go toe-to-toe, trying to go for a quick shot, but it gets blocked there. I believe that was Cassius with that block. And now Albany has a chance to extend the lead, and they're not going to do that as Derby doing very well in the paint, the long-time Biker, doing what he does best.
And now the question is, when do the Splash first start hitting their threes? Obviously, Matt and John known for being deadly from beyond the arc, but right now they've been attacking the paint, maybe trying to help get some openings on that perimeter.
Ooh, and we get a nice steal there as Lawyer's able to pick it up after he get knocked out of an Alpha's hands, as Lawyer's able to lay it up and in, as both of them really trying to do their best within the paint to possibly get them to collapse a lot more so that it can open up for the Splash to do their jobs.
Yeah, but it's going to be a tool from beyond the arc once again, taking back the lead. That's 2 for 2 now for Terry, and like I said, the big Wolfhound able to get it from beyond the arc. We saw him in the finals with that huge comeback, and he's still able to drain them almost on demand as Troy with the turnaround fadeaway is good. 12-11 now for the Bikers.
Yeah, back and forth we go between these two teams, and it has been a very exciting watch to look into. But right now, Albany needs to find a way to go ahead and utilize the paint, because it seems like every time they either haven't missed it or it's a costly turnover. And it looks like the Bikers are once again taking advantage with a quick dunk there from Lawyer, and that's going to cause Albany to call their first timeout.
Yeah, I believe Silvius dishing it down low in the post to Lawyer, who was on the fast break, able to convert. And Akiak there, 1 of 4 to start tonight. Definitely attacking the paint, but just not getting the conversions they want right now. And I think that's why Terry's hitting it from beyond the arc. He's trying to pull the defense away from the post as the Bikers have been locking it down.
Yeah, and that's something that you really have to look very carefully with, because it seems like that Dakota really has the paint on lock for the most part. That might change here with Waterson trying to lay it up, but nope, that's not going to be good as Derby does get the rebound. Mishima has the rock. We'll see if Dakota continue to extend this lead a little bit more to have our first 2-possession lead within this game, because I think that hasn't happened yet, as we do see a tip in from Derby after the miss from Silvius. So I guess they're counting that maybe an assist, but
no, that was clearly a shot. But good on Derby having to fight against Cassius. 7-6 versus 7-3. It's not an easy battle, but Derby is showing his experience, being able to lock out the bigger defender. And another turnover, and that has been the saving grace, and almost losing it too.
Yeah, Mishima almost costing an opportunity for Albany to go and cut this deficit down. But here comes Roynick trying to tip it back in after the miss from Lawyer. But listen, this is out. Go over the mid-range, and it's not going to go down. But Roynick, once again, trying to get these rebounds, but it's just not going into the hoop as Albany finally gets the board. Albany getting a break there for that possession.
So many missed opportunities, and even Lawyer able to pull the ball down against Cassius, boxing out the bigger Otter. But that's like 3 offensive rebounds. I mean, definitely filling the stat sheet, but not able to get the buckets. And we will go the line for another 2 here after that foul.
Yeah, that was another one, and I think the Mishima is going to be the one that be on the free throw line. So we'll see if he makes these free throws here as to try to extend this lead a little bit more. Dakota is up by 5, but it seems like it's been pretty back and forth throughout this game.
It has, but the turnovers have been going against the Albany Alphas, and they're going to have to clean that up. They can't keep allowing Dakota these extra possessions. Not only that, they have to start boxing out better. We've seen, I think, 4 or 5 offensive rebounds go the way of the Bikers, even though they haven't converted every single one of them. If the Albany Alphas can't start boxing out, they're going to have some trouble, as making both puts Bikers up by 7.
Yeah, and of course with the crowd really coming alive here within this game, as Kivar trying to pass it into the paint, but again, another turnover there for the Alphas, and Dakota has Lawyer wide open for 3, and it's good.
And I think Albany called one timeout. They might need to call another one here, because already down by 10, and it is because of these turnovers, and yes, they will. Coach knows that, hey, something's messed up. We got to fix this right now.
Yeah, it just seems like that they just let things kind of slip with all these costly turnovers. It was going to go ahead and become more and more. It's going to stack up a lot more if that continues. So they got to clean it up there offensively if they want to get back into this game within single digits.
Yeah, and it wasn't like it's been one player generating the turnovers. I believe 3 or 4 players have steals at this point for the Bikers.
Yeah, for sure. So they got to be very careful with the rock. And that's not how you do that. As Lawyer is able to get his paws in and go for the steal. So now Dakota has a chance to extend the lead even more so. We'll see if they do that here as Sylvia passes up to Derby. And Derby trying to drive into the paint, going up against Watterson, but it's not going to go down. Great defense there from Watterson as he picks up the board. But, ooh, Valerio almost loses the ball, but he's able to dunk it as he retrieves it back. So that could be a way to turn things around a little bit. As now Sylvius brings it up, hands it over to Roynick. Roynick going for the mid-ranger, and it's not good.
Yeah, Valerio able to clean up. He lost the ball for a second, but it was in a fast break, and thankfully no one was around him. And getting foul number 2 on Lawyer. Second foul a little early in this game. Might see him subbed out just to protect him from any kind of foul trouble. But it's also about that time we start to see bench players come in anyways. So
yeah, I did see a few of the second unit for both sides coming in, trying to get ready to get subbed into this game, and we are going to see that. We see some massive changes from both sides, and we'll see if the second one's going to get made here. And it is going to be good. So Albany is only down by 6 right now, 21-15, with just about 5 minutes left in this first quarter, as both of the second units are out for both teams.
Yeah, it looks like I think some starters may still be on the floor. Obviously, Mishima's still out there. He's going to dunk it down. The dish in the post. Able to convert it for 2. He's been around Dakota for a while. One of those players who's stuck on the team that drafted him alongside Sylvius.
Yeah, right now, Roynick handing over to Hunt. Hunt going for a mid-ranger, and it's going to be good there as Albany is starting to try to creep in just a little bit here as they are finally getting something going as Flynn lays it up, and it's good.
That was a dangerous pass down in the post. Obviously, the slug able to dunk it down, but that was a very small needle that they had to thread to get the ball down to him for a quick play like that.
Yeah, right now, Yona hands it over to Hunt, but a lot of this is going to be going over as Albany is trying to get something going here as they pass it along the perimeter. They got to get something as the clock is winding down, and we get a huge block there as Machine was able to pick it up.
The snail able to get the paw up and send that back to sender, and
oh my goodness!
Hugo
Flynn with a huge dunk there.
No one can call that snail slow when he comes barreling in like that. Absolutely jamming it down and adding back to a double-digit lead for them. But we Bitch Loomis from beyond the arc, rattling in and out. Ooh, so close to falling.
Yeah, now Eric Ajani with the rare rebound here. He passes it over to Mishima, and he dunks it down.
And speaking of Kajani, it's funny. The Bikers team actually has, I believe, 3 2015 draftees now between John, Matt, and Eric. Eric taking a couple different teams to get here is Valerio trying to do an alley-oop, not able to convert.
Yeah, and right now we're seeing Dakota trying to extend this even more so. They are up by 12, and now Redfield, very long time vet here in Dakota, lays it up, and it's going to be good here. One of the players that I've mentioned earlier is on the last year of his contract. You have to be in discussion of whether or not he plans on retiring after this year.
Yeah, well, seeing him move to the bench, Fitch hits a good 3 after missing the first attempt. A player who has found himself back on the bench, and you kind of wonder, is that going to be a problem for him? Ooh, Albany getting a steal here, and that's a good way to make up for those steals they gave up earlier. As Yona blocked out of bounds, will stay with Albany.
Yeah, with just 16 seconds left on the shot clock. Very good defensive effort there for Dakota. But with the fact there's still plenty of time left on the shot clock, there's much more opportunities for them to go ahead and develop a play to get some kind of basket going.
Yeah, but Redfield, you wonder mentally, as he's been around for so long, if he's happy to be that veteran presence coming off the bench. As he's started to slow down a little bit, he's been around a while. He's had 2 championship runs, and I think played for 3 separate teams back on Dakota. This is his quote-unquote 4th team now. Might be finishing his career here, or if he still feels like he has it in him, he could potentially find a starting role in a team that's struggling, that's rebuilding right now, to try and lead them through that rebuild.
Yeah, and Redfield trying to do a little bit much there, not able to get down as he tried to go drive it into the paint. So Albany has a chance to cut the deficit down to single digits if they get this down, as Dunas getting double teamed a little bit there as he passes over to Loomis. Loomis gets a screen. Loomis trying to find something in the paint, but instead dishes back out as Yona ends up with the rock for the 3, and it's not going to be good as the shot clock runs down. Redfield with the rebound here, and he's doing very well trying to make sure that they get the rock to continue on to extend this lead.
And one of those players, Yona, you kind of feel bad for him. He was on Hawaii during their multiple finals runs and just wasn't able to convert. And then on Albany, ooh, huge block and stripped on the way up there. But poor Yona, as I say, I think he's had 3 opportunities for a championship and has missed out each and every time to get that ring.
Yeah, I mean, but that shows the quality of player he is, trying to use his skill to get your team to that next level. But right now, he is trying to aim to finally get that chip, as it alluded to his entire career. But right now, Dakota is looking to try and stop that with Kajani getting fouled. Flynn with the illegal screen. That's will be a turnover there, as Albany does get the ball back.
Yeah, that's the second illegal screen called against Dakota here. I mean, they're obviously throwing lots of screens up to try and get open looks, but the refs aren't buying some of these last-minute screens. They're making sure that they're setting their paws fully before blocking. And a strip on the way up.
Dunia's getting stripped there, and that was a great way for Dakota to try and clean these things right back up, making sure that Albany's not taking any advantages of these turnovers, as Yoshikahara not able to get it down.
Yeah, Nawaki not able. He started with the strip and not able to get in. Oh, another tip ball, but this time going out of bounds. It will stay with Albany.
Yeah, and there's still plenty of time on that shot clock. Only 7 seconds being taken off on this one. So we're seeing another major change up when it comes to the benches, as Baki hands it over to Loomis. Loomis heading back deeper into the perimeter as Vassenhood hands it over to Hunt. Very long pass. Hunt trying to find a way to get into the paint, trying to lay it up. It is not going to be good, but the tip-in from Dunas is able to get Albany to finally score after these past couple of minutes.
Yeah, and the clock will, not even a close full court heave, as Dakota ends the first quarter up 31-24, heading into the second now. I mean, Dakota built a bit of a lead there, and now Albany's trying to whittle away at it. And honestly, they need to turn down their turnovers. That's been the biggest thing going against Albany here. I mean, 2 less turnovers, I feel like, and the game would be a 1-possession game here. And as we see some of the starters slipping back onto the floor, see if they can continue the momentum for the Bikers.
Yeah, we see Sylvius on the court right now as Wolfgang lays it up, and it is not going to be good. But Saffron trying to lay it up himself, but he gets fouled there by Kivar. And that will mean that Xavier Saffron will be going to the line for 2 after drawing that foul.
Yeah, the veteran Greyhound sticking around on Dakota, coming off the bench, providing some extra minutes. And, he's the main backup for Derby should Derby go down. But, 2 completely different play styles. Derby's definitely a bit more of a bruiser, whereas Xavier, I don't think he cracks 220 on a good day. So, he's a bit more of a finesse center down in the post.
Yeah, right there, Yona not able to get it down this time as Dakota has a chance to extend the lead once again as Lawyer is also back on the court and pass it over to Sylvius. Sylvius looking to try to get into the paint once again. It has been working for him throughout the first quarter, but it's not going to go down this time as Watterson does get the rebound. And now Baki hands it over to Terry. Terry lays it up, showing how it's done there as he's able to go ahead and cut this deficit down to 6 as we are done with the first minute of the second quarter.
Yeah, still attacking the post. Terry getting it done from beyond the arc, now showing he can get it done from in the post too. And he's an all-level scoring threat, and that just makes him so difficult to guard.
Yeah, for sure. And now Roynick trying to lay it up, but gets blocked there very easily as Baki is able to go ahead and take that for himself. Thank you very much. As Watterson lays it up and in.
I think Watterson got the block and got the layup. Back within 4 now. That is a great way to cut this deficit. See how the Bikers answer here. A good 3 would be a bit of a swing back in their favor. But
yeah, for sure. If they miss this, then it'll be really a dangerous zone as Lawyer's able to drill it down with a 3.
Well, and that's the thing. You saw there Derby giving the screen, getting Lawyer open on the perimeter. It's a play they've run literally hundreds of times, and you cannot discount the chemistry of having a team stay together for so long. Matt, John, Derby, together since 2017 as a trio. And Mishima also coming in, I think, in 2016 or 17 as a draftee. And a foul there inside the arc. So only 2 free throws. Chance to get back within 5.
Yep, and that's going to be something that they're going to have to probably utilize, is try to draw some fouls to pretty much catch up with Dakota, because there have been some mistakes on Albany's side, but we'll see if these free throws goes down for them so they can cut that deficit down.
Yeah, I mean, they've whittled away at this lead already, and a chance to do some more damage here back into it. I have to keep an eye on at the end of the game how many different possessions both teams had, because I feel like Dakota definitely has had plenty more opportunities. Ooh, is the first one. I was trying not to jinx it.
But it seems like you did there.
No, that's your job.
No, that's not my job. I haven't been doing most of these. But Terry O'Toole did miss the first one, so it really kind of shows that that sometimes it does happen to the best of us, but we'll see if he makes the second one here.
Is it because I said he was an all-threat scorer, everywhere? And it turns out, no, actually free throws is his one Achilles heel.
Possibly. Who knows? But he does make the second one, so it's 1 for 2. So Albany's only down by 6, 35-29. But they do need to get a couple of more stops to possibly get a chance to maybe tie this thing up. But right now, Lawyer trying to get into the paint, but he's guarded well. Instead, ditched to Derby, but gets stripped by Baki. So now Albany has a chance to go ahead and take some fast points. But they are going to do that there with Watterson laying it up and in. So now Albany's only down by 4.
Yeah, that was a bit of a cluster down in the post as Connie got blocked by Sylvius, but Watterson able to grab the missed shot and able to lay it up and in. And yeah, John not able to convert, but it's going to be Sylvius from just inside the free throw line able to score.
Yeah, crossing up his defender a little before making that nice little beauty there on the mid-range. So they're once again up by 6. And now Baki trying to lay it up for 3, and it is going to be good. So Baki cuts the deficit down to only 1 possession. So now Albany is well into this game.
Yeah, Magnus, the rookie, showing off, getting a 3 from beyond the arc, able to get him back within striking distance. And now Dakota needs to answer. And, again, they have some great three-point shooters. Try and continue to do that. Ooh, ball kicked out of bounds by Albany. Almost stripped there, but 6 seconds on the shot clock. Not a lot of time to draw a play up here. More of an inbound play opportunity.
Yeah, and that's kind of been one of the biggest things that they need to worry about just a little bit. Trying to go for a quick one. I would imagine it'd be like a couple of passes and a shot here as Derby does get the rock. A lot of time being wasted here. Finally give it to Sylvius for a tough three. Woo! And he gets it down as the clock expires.
Yeah, from an extra step from beyond the arc even. I mean, that was a long-range three, and you know, he hasn't shot a three tonight, but hitting his first attempt is definitely one way to show how much of a threat you can be. And obviously, Lawyer's been the one for Dakota hitting threes so far, but both of them are just such a threat from beyond the arc.
Yeah, if both of them are away, that just spells trouble for any team, no matter who you are. And that seems to be the case here as Easterson trying to lay it up, and it's not going to go down this time.
Yeah, and that was Troy with the block on the other end, able to give them that opportunity, but not able to convert it. Now, Albany, what can you do? What can you answer back with? You going to give it to Terry, who's been your main scoring threat? Ooh, and they're going to call blocking foul on Sylvius. It's not a shooting foul, so they will continue to keep possession on the inbound instead of a free throw line.
Yep, and the clock will reset to 14 since I believe that it was under that. So it resets the clock to only 14 seconds. So they have plenty of time to go ahead and call up a play here as Baki trying to get into the paint. He does have an opening, but it says, this is the key for give her for me, Rit Rager, but it's in and out.
Yeah, not able to convert there. Now we got the old Dakota lineup. Redfield at small forward, Mishima at power forward, Derby at center. The lineup that got them to the championship, and see how they can go against the Albany Alphas here and battle for the rebound in the post, and Kivar is going to be the one to come up with it.
Yeah, Kivar, a long time Alphas player, has seen all the ups and downs on this team and really just showing how well he can play here with that rebound. And now we're seeing Terry hand it over to Baki.
Yeah, well, Kivar's one of those players you're starting to wonder how many more years does he have left in him, especially at starter level. Like I said, he's been here since before the first championship, and you know, the Jaguar, how many more times can he fight for another ring before his body starts to really wear down and have to start considering that retirement?
Yeah, for sure. But right now, Derby hands it up to Sylvius. Sylvius trying to go for a layup, and it is going to be good there as they do extend the lead back up to, I believe that's 8, to 42-34 so far. And right now, Sylvius starting to try and take control of this game a little bit here.
And on the other, foul though. That's his second now, but second quarter, not a huge deal. If he gets his third, then we might see him benched, but not happy with that call.
Yeah, he's very clearly not satisfied with that one, as we do see the first one going in.
Yeah, gotta be careful. You can't argue too much, or else Tex might get thrown out.
Yeah, that's something you don't really want to do. Is like, of course, I don't think Matt is one of the more emotional players on the bike, because he's very calm and collected, but he does show some facial expressions from time to time again. But Derby almost losing the ball there, and it is going to stay on Biker's side, but with only 9 seconds left on the shot clock, almost losing that there.
And that was Valerio tipping it out again. 6'10" Kangaroo Rat. You know, he's able to help guard against Derby there, and he has very quick pause, and we actually are going to see Sylvius sat for a second. Kajani going to come back in. Bulk of the starting lineup is out there, and you know, Kajani's a player that thought maybe would become the Pitt starter. His Lawyer blocked behind, denied off the backboard. Now Albany going to try to bring him in. Lawyer's a little angry, going to go for a steal there, not able to get it though.
Yeah, right now it just seems like Lawyer was a little bit flustered on that one, as Albany does have a chance to go ahead and get things back to cut it once again, as Kivar hands it over to Pratt. Pratt for 3, and it goes in and out, but Waterson's able to get the rebound and the quick dunk.
Yeah, Waterson is showing up. First quarter, he was very quiet on offense and defense, I felt like, but now he's getting the blocks, cleaning up those misses. That was a great shot from Akiak Pratt. Looked like it was going to go down, and foul this time on Valerio. Cassius coming over to make sure the shot would not get a chance to go in, but John to the line, 4-2. Good on the first.
Yeah, and it looks like John's trying to be a little bit more aggressive now, driving into the paint and at full-time speed. And getting opportunity to go on the line for these two to try and keep that lead up for Dakota has been working wonders. Let's see if we make the second one, though. And he does. So, the second one is good. Dakota once again up by 6, 44-38, which is about 5 minutes left of the first half. So now Albany needs to find some kind of answer to go ahead and cut this down. But Lawyer able to do some good defense there as he gets the rebound. And now Kajani with the rock. Kajani pulling it back a little bit after getting stopped there within the paint. Hands it over to Lawyer. Lawyer trying to make some magic of his own. Trying to go for some kind of shot. Going for the tougher, and it's not going to go down.
Yeah, defense collapsing around him, and just the play design did not develop. He got the switch he wanted, but he just could not break free for a shot. Now, Albany, chance to continue to cut this deficit back down. They were down by 10 multiple times, and already back to 4, possibly, if Watterson can get the miss cleanup, and he does. I think that's his 4th or 5th offensive rebound tonight.
Yeah, and then really, Watterson has really picked it up this second quarter, and that's what helped Albany get back into this game. Only down by 4, but now Kajani is hoping to try and change things up as Flynn hands over to Yoshikihara. Back to Kajani. Kajani hands it up to Lawyer. Lawyer for the long 2, and it's not going to go down. Albany's doing a really good job trying to drain as much of that shot clock as he can. And Hunt catching Lawyer slacking there as he goes for the quick dunk. And just like that, we're only down by 2. And right now, the crowd is just completely silent at this point.
Yeah, back to a single basket here, and Dakota might need to call their first timeout. You know, they're starting to become a little lethargic on offense, and Lawyer wide open on the perimeter. Can he convert? And he can. Kajani, good court awareness to see that he was double teamed, and that meant someone was open somewhere, and it happened to be Lawyer.
Yeah, and that's the one person you really don't want to leave wide open like that. He'll make that any day of the week. That's a warm-up shot for him as Dakota's now back up by 5. We'll see if Junior's trying to cut that difference down to 3, but that's not going to be good. But Hunt, once again, gets the rebound. Another opportunity there for the Alphas.
Yeah, offensive rebounds are going the way of the Alphas now, and there we go. A shot made from just inside the shooting arc. And Bikers need to work on boxing out here. They're letting so many offensive rebounds, so many second chance opportunities now. First quarter seemed like they were shutting them out from inside the paint, but now it's almost open season down there.
Yeah, for sure. And Dakota doing a really good job on offense, though, as Hugo trying to slip it up, but it gets stripped by Watterson there as he went up. No foul either. And now Albany has a chance to possibly tie it up or cut it down to 1. A little bit going for the latter option, maybe, as Dunius hands it over to Valerio. Valerio hands over to Pratt. And we do see Dunius with the rock again. They're looking to go for a shot in the paint, and it's going to rattle home. And now the Alphas are only down by 1.
Easy buckets from Watterson there. 10 points now total, and I think he has over 10 rebounds already, just based on how many offensive ones he's had. And Kajani not able to convert in the post, trying to take it himself down there, and just missed opportunity. And chance for Albany. Retake the lead. Watterson again, another offensive rebound, a putback, no good. A second
one. Oh my goodness. And
okay, no third one.
Yep, and Mishima finally able to get the rebound. Watterson has been in trouble here as Lawyer tries to lay it up, and it's good. So they avoid the opportunity to lose their lead, as Albany hasn't led this game since the early goings of this first quarter. And right now, Dakota has to do a really much better job at trying to box out, especially with Watterson, as Flynn gets called for the foul there.
Yeah, and Dakota may need to bring in Eli. Eli Shuck is on the bench right now. He's the 7'6" Pangolin that they brought in. You know, you feel like he's kind of there to be able to match up against these 7'6" Furs when they start getting hot, but they haven't decided to bring him in yet. Maybe they really should bring Derby back on the floor, but it's going to be Safirin trying to shut down Watterson, No, I believe Watterson's actually been subbed out finally. The Otters are going to get a chance to rest his legs after all those hard jumps in the post.
Yeah, for sure. And now that Albany is only down by 1. Dakota really needs to have an opportunity to get some, I think, going offensively, but
Charge!
Kijani gets called for the charge there. I didn't expect a player so small to be called for something like that.
I mean, they're gonna call it as they see it, and Kijani was really trying to get in the post and maybe used a little bit too much of a shove of the shoulder there to get by him, but Albany gifted an opportunity. Duenas, can you retake the lead? No, but second chance opportunity blocked by Flynn.
Yeah, great defense there by Flynn, avoiding the opportunity for Albany to take the lead. But now Dakota needs to have some kind of basket to only have Albany have a shot to tie it. But that's not going to go down as the 3 was missed. So with essentially just about the last possession for the Alphas, they have a chance to take the lead here. And will they be able to do it with that shot? No.
No, and the Bikers will have the last possession unless they try and go for something quickly here. And it looks like they are. Kijani down the post, not able to convert, and Vastenhout's going to be the one to come down with it. Albany, your 4th or 6th, some number of chances you've had to take this lead here. Can you do it with this final shot as the shot is expiring?
And it goes down.
Ooh, Albany, if only this was the final half of the game to take the lead. But no, they do end the first half 50-49. First lead since the first quarter, but the momentum has 100% been going their way.
Yeah, 100%. I really did not like the last possession for Dakota there in that one. Kijani had no reason to go ahead and go into the paint to try and lay it up and in it with so much time on the clock as well. It would have been better to try and drain it so that they can have the last possession in that game. But it happens to the best of us. But now they're only down by 1. What do you really tell them if you're a biker?
Box out. Offensive rebounds have just been, I mean, I would also argue on offense they need to be a little bit more patient. They've been attacking the paint a lot. Let the threes come and help bring them back. Lawyer and Sylvia's perfect for me on the arc so far. 4 for 4 combined. Mm-hmm. But the game plan tonight seems to be attacking the paint, and they haven't been generating fouls. I mean, I could definitely see if the goal was to get Watterson in foul trouble, that this would be a valid game plan. But they haven't been drawing the fouls. If anything, it's been Dakota drawing the fouls.
Yeah.
So the boxing out is the big thing they need to work on if on defense they're trying to slow down. Because when we switch over to the Albany Alphas first half stats, I'm sure they have over 10 offensive rebounds already here tonight.
Yeah, for sure. And I think that when it comes, and you really gotta give credit to due for the Alphas being able to clean up the turnovers, because that was the biggest concern. As the first quarter went on, they lost so many possessions due to the balls being stripped or bad passes that have happened or costly fouls that didn't need to happen either. But they have cleaned this up, and Watterson has been really one of the biggest reasons. He already has 11 rebounds in this game, and it's only been one half.
And 5 of them are offensive rebounds.
Yes.
So, that's 5 extra shots that have been able to go up, and that is a huge factor. And I think Albany's comeback in that second quarter was that the sheer spurt of offensive rebounds, and obviously others were able to pick up offensive rebounds as well. Mm-hmm. But for Albany, they have made the adjustments they needed to. Now they just need to stay ahead of the game. They can't fall behind with Dakota when Dakota comes out of this half with their new adjustments. I don't think Albany really needs to make any, except maybe being a little bit more keep boxing out on their end. They can't let the Bikers start getting the offensive boards as well.
Yeah, because they had a little bit of struggles with the offensive rebounds as well. That was more so in the first quarter, but they have adjusted accordingly. The big thing really is also to continue to contain the splash first, because they are still perfect from beyond the arc. They haven't taken as many shots as we would thought, but on behind the 3-point line. But that's going to be something to look out for as we do start the third quarter. With Dakota, we're going to try and take the lead back in the first possession. As Sylvia's going for that 3, and it's going to go down. Just as I was saying.
And that might be their adjustment. Again, the first half may have been, okay, let's train them to get used to us attacking the post, and now we're going to switch it up. But no, Albany answering back immediately. Valerio. And right there you see both teams have had similar number of possessions, similar field goal percentage. And it really was Dakota's favor in that first quarter. So the fact that Albany was able to come back and match them in the second is great. But, ooh, a fadeaway throw from Ronick, not able to convert there. Albany wanting to answer back, and Matt one-on-one.
Yeah, right now, Kivar handed over to Valerio, trying to lay it up, and it's not going to be good there as Lawyer does get the rebound. So right now, the game is still tied 52 apiece. We'll see which team is able to try and take this lead here as Derby handed up to Mishima. And right now, Silvius getting guarded very well, but gets the screen, trying to find some kind of answer within the paint as the defense does start to collapse, going for a tough mid-ranger, and it's not going to go down. Some good defense there for the Alphas, as now Valerio has an opportunity. He passes it over to Tool, and Tool gets a quick dunk.
Yeah, I think Silvius was looking for Derby to get open off that screen, but just wasn't open at all. And you almost wish you would just kick it back out to the perimeter and let John try and do something. But Terry able to dunk it down there to give Albany back the lead. Now it's John taking point.
Yeah, right now he passes over to Ronick. Ronick trying to drive it in, but it's not going to go down this time as Kiefer does get the rebound. And now Terry has a chance to extend the lead for the Alphas.
And Troy's shooting night has not been there. 1 of 7. Might need to start game planning away from him. Let him continue to be a defensive threat for sure. But, you know, those mid-rangers and close shots have just not been falling for the Cat here tonight.
Yeah, now Derby hands it over to Lawyer. And right now, a lot of passing along the perimeter as it ends up going with Mishima. And so Mishima hands it over to Roynick. And Roynick got the easy layup there. And now we're tied up once again. We're seeing a lot of lead changes. We're seeing the tie starting to pick up again in this game. And right now, both teams are really negative. Kivar wide open for that shot. You cannot leave that Cat open like that. He has been here for a very long time, but those are just cakewalks for him.
And, ooh, ball strip from Lawyer. Valerio going to come up with that steal. And it seems like they... Oh, Watterson, huge Duncan. It seems like the problems that Albany had, they've cursed to Dakota as the turnovers are starting to come against the Bikers here. Matt over to Lawyer. Back to Mishima now. And, you know, it's something we talked about the Splash Furs. You know, they've been a consistent three-point threat, but do you think Dakota may need to add a third three-point shooter to really take some of that pressure off of them?
Yeah, I mean, it's possible, especially if both players are not really hitting their baskets within the mid-range. But hopefully right now, they're trying to get this aim going as Waterston has a chance to possibly extend this lead. Looking to possibly aim at Akiak as Akiak hands it over to Kivar. Lots of passing with the Alphas as Waterston trying to go for the mid-range, and it's in and out. Good defense there for Dakota.
Yeah, Derby pretty much just having to play one-on-one forever against Cassius. And a huge block there, Mishima. Tough fight against the Otter, and the Otter has almost a foot on him. So now it's Matt versus Akiak. Not able to convert, but Kivar cleaning it up. Absolutely comes flying in. It's a 10-2 run, and I would not be shocked if we see a timeout here from Dakota. But no, they're going to let them keep going.
Yeah, now it just seems like Dakota has now fully been rattled as they now find themselves in a 6-point deficit as Lawyer trying to find something and losing the ball again, but is able to crawl it back as Valerio is trying to be aggressive. We get a jump ball situation.
Yeah, that's 2 strips now against Lawyer, and it seems like the Kangaroo Rat has his hot paws now, able to just stab them in there and get him. But no, it's going to stay with Dakota, but the shot clock was down to only a second. But Derby getting it back, and the and one. That was a very tough shot coming out from Hugo to throw that up there. He basically got tapped the ball and had to throw it up immediately.
Yeah, exactly. And with the great awareness there from Derby, being able to pick it up and not only get the two, but also have the ability for old school 3-point play, which he will get. And now Dakota's only down by 3. But right now, you still have to worry a little bit as Albany is just knocking on the door to probably blow this thing open if they continue to play like this.
Yeah, they got to. Dakota has to get defensive stops. As Connie unable to convert there. We see some of the bench players have been subbed in. Redfield back on the floor. Eastern. Redfield trying to force it a bit there. Turnaround jumper, but Derby was in the post ready to clean it up. So I don't blame him for taking that shot there, seeing that the Deer had good position for that second chance. And he has 10 rebounds as well already, but only 7 points so far in this game.
Yeah, but right now that's something that you really kind of want for your big fur to do, is just try to make sure to box these guys out, because the battle between him and Watterson have been very stellar, but right now the edge has to go to the auto a little bit, and he does make another basket there.
Oh, no doubt. Watterson has been the key factor for the Albany Alphas, and a huge block there, I believe, from Watterson. Again, defensively getting it done, and now Valerio, speed, able to get down the court and lay it up with actually stop for a spot-up shot, and there you go. The third quarter has been hot for the Albany Alphas, 58% from the field.
Yeah, you gotta give credit to both Valerio and Watterson from playing lights out so far in this third quarter. And right now, Dakota's trying to find some kind of answer as Sylvia's trying to go for the mid-range, but once again, another miss opportunity.
Yeah, Albany now looking to build their lead up. They want a 10-point lead. They want to put the Bikers on the back foot. And with 5 minutes and some change here left to go in the third quarter. And, ooh, ball tip there, Redfield. You cannot fool the veteran. He had that pass locked down the entire way. And, ooh, a little aggressive there coming out from Valerio. Trying to reach in for the foul, reach in for the strip and foul. That's his third. And, ooh, Bikers do want to call a timeout after that. I think they want to have a discussion about what they want to do with the full bench coming on the floor here for the final minutes of this quarter.
Yeah, and I think the adjustment that Albany has done within the second half has been pretty much stellar. They have been a lot more aggressive within that second half and really trying to put a lot of pressure on Dakota when it comes to their defense and when it comes to trying to attack the basket, because that has really been the bread and butter for Albany taking the lead here.
Yeah, and now that the benches are on the floor, you have to wonder, analysts have talked about Dakota Bikers as we see Redfield able to answer with a fading away spin jumper off the glass. Dakota, when they are all healthy, it seems like they're a really powerful team, but as soon as one of their starters goes down, it seems to be the end of their season, which has led some people to talk about their bench being weak. When they're in such a situation like this where they're down, how much of a factor is their bench in their ability to come back from deficits like this?
It's got to be huge. Like, for a good instance is why a lot of people, when they see one of the players go down for a significant period of time, that Dakota does kind of fall off quite a bit. And it does go down to the consistency of the bench players and how well they get to play, because they have played pretty decent. They're still in these games. So it's not like a huge blow. We've seen Redfield play very well. But there are just times where they feel like that things have gotten a little bit gassed. But so far, the Bikers bench is doing very well, trying to make sure that Albany doesn't have too many baskets, as we get to see a quick layup, but it's not going to be good there, as offensively they need to get something going.
Yeah, and Watterson, they're keeping him on the floor, and they have to be mindful of his minutes. The Otter is going to get gassed if they keep him out there too long. He has been the factor here tonight for the Alphas, but, you need him in those final minutes of the game, too. They could build a 10-point lead here, but there's still so much time left that they could easily lose it, and, the ball not able to fall. It's going to be Eric going to the line 4-2 here, get it back within 1 point potentially.
Yeah, Eric Ajani has an opportunity to go ahead and go for these 2 baskets to try and cut this deficit down to a 1 point. We'll see if he's able to do that here, as Eric Ajani, a long-time FBA player, has been moving around quite a bit throughout his career, as he did started with Pittsburgh, had some time in Edmonton as well.
And Vegas.
He's been a little everywhere, as Kajani not able to get the first one down.
We'll go on the first, but the second does convert back to 2-point game. Bikers keeping it close here despite that 10-2 run they faced earlier in the quarter. And that's all they need to do with the ability of scoring of the starters. And ball lost there. A little bit too much heat on that pass. And now Kajani, a chance to tie it up, but no good. And no, it's going to be Milwaukee with the offensive rebound and the putback back to 64 apiece. This game is not done. The bench is scoring for the Bikers here.
Yeah, the contribution is huge here as we get another costly turnover there as Redfield's able to pick it off the air. And so now Dakota has a chance to extend this lead as Redfield has a size advantage against his defender, going for the mid-range, and it's not going to go down this time as Loomis able to go toe for toe against the Deer and get the rebound to boot. But they are in a bit of a drought here. They haven't scored in the last 3 minutes.
Yeah, and the Bikers defense finally starting to clamp down, but now they just need their offense to also show up. And a foul there, going to be against Xavier, sending 2 free throw opportunities here. Good on the first.
Yeah, we'll see if the second comes in as we do see some substitutions in for the Alphas.
Yeah, I think they're just switching around a little bit. So they're getting the rest of their bench. A few minutes on the court. Finish out this third quarter. You imagine fourth quarter we'll see all the starters in pretty quickly, especially with how close this game is. You really have to judge how early you bring your players back in. If you bring them in too early, final minutes of the game, they're gassed. Hold off too long and you potentially miss out on opportunities to score. And an alley-oop and overthrown.
Yeah, not a very mistiming opportunity there for the Bikers. And now the Alpha has a chance to extend it once again, but Loomis is not going to get it down as Saffron does get the rebound. Now we see Yoshikahara trying to get into the paint. Leads it up, and it's not going to be good there as Dunias gets the rebound.
Yeah, and the pump fake worked. Got one of his defenders to jump, but the other one was right there, ready to go, and not able to convert. And that's part of the problem with the bench is that you don't have as much experience playing together, so the timings are just a little bit harder to get exactly right on those alley-oop attempts. So we see Dermoan down the post. The rookie not able to convert. Xavier will come out on top and pull down the board. Now Kajani, can the Leopard bring Dakota back to a tie here? I don't really think of much three-point shooting available on the floor here for the Bikers, so
they're going to have to find a way to open up a lane possibly as that mid-ranger goes in, and it does go down, and we are tied up once again after that basket.
Oh, it's perfect. 26 field goals each, 64 attempts each. Exactly tied at 66-66 here. And that was the rookie Wolfgang getting that shot to fall as Hunt down the post, the re-signed player off of his rookie contract. The very big Yeen, only 6'8", but has the ability to back down in the post against the best of them. Kajani, one to answer back, immediately does. 68 apiece.
Yeah, both of these teams have been even once again still. Both at 42% with the same attempts and shots made between the two of them. It seems like these two teams are just as even as they can get as Dunias.
You know, the meme, perfectly, everything is perfectly balanced.
As they should be. As we get to see a miss there, so I expect a miss from Dakota to continue that going. Maybe we can go into overtime, who knows?
No,
as Wolfgang gets blocked there, and there we go. Shot attempt failed, and we're still even Steven here.
Well, I mean, if we really wanted to be great, we would have a foul, a missed free throw, a made free throw, and then, you know, another opportunity for that. But no. Oh, speaking of.
Look at you. Look at you. As the first one is going to be made, we'll see if the second one gets missed.
Yeah.
See that profit.
If Hunt can continue my prophetic nature, and no, I am not.
You're not a prophet. I'm sorry. He's not going to predict the future for you guys. That's only my job, but only during the draft. So, now Dakota has a chance to go ahead and try and tie this back up as they're down by 2, 70-68 with less than 20 seconds left of this game.
Double team, but Kajani trying to force it. You know, there was an open fur, and Lawyer back on the floor now. Maybe a chance to get the last shot, but no, it's going to be Albany here. Going to burn the clock down. They're going to be the ones with the final possession is Hunt.
Oh, Hunt's wide open for this, and he does get it down, and now Albany is up by 4, and that's probably how we're going to end the third quarter as the Alphas has the lead 72-68 as we head to the final quarter of this game.
I like how Lawyer didn't take a 3, even to keep his perfect 3-point percentage.
Hey, you know, sometimes some players get a little bit greedy and say, you know what, I've been killing it. I've been taking some great threes here. I don't want to ruin it just yet, but now Albany gonna have the first possession of the fourth quarter. That means that they have a chance to extend this lead, and they might do just that with Yona going for the easy basket as he was just all alone within the paint.
Yeah, and now Bikers bringing out their starters. Gonna try, and the big thing is Watterson. I don't see Watterson on the floor just yet. Foul there. Tanner Hunt able to, well, draws contact and sends him to the line for an extra one. Lawyer, can he get the three-point play done? And
yes,
he is able to.
Yep. The old school three-point play, as I'd love to say, has been confirmed by Lawyer, and now they're only down by 3. They just need to get a couple of stops here to possibly have a chance to not only tie but extend it, but can't be doing that with Aki Aprak driving into the paint, going for that easy layup.
Yeah, and the big thing is Watterson's not on the floor, even though I just see him. He's heading to the check-in. The Bikers need to get as many points as they can in the post before the Otter comes back out, because the Otter has absolutely dominated. As you see, Lawyer, 24 points, leading the way for Dakota, but others need to step up in order to get the lead back, or maybe Lawyer just needs to go absolutely insane as the battle for the board will go to Hunt. Now Troy battling once again, able to get the stop there, and a 3 here would tie it.
Yeah, now you can imagine that there might be a play set up for Lawyer to go for it, but no, Sylvia's is going to go for it, and it's not going to go down this time as Hunt gets the rebound.
First miss from beyond the arc for either Lawyer or Sylvius here, and that was close to still going in. Now is Valerio trying to attack the paint. Step back jumper from free throw line. Ooh, that was halfway in and came out.
Yeah, lucky break there for the Bikers, and right now Lawyer trying to drive into the paint, going into it, but it's not going to be good. But Derby gets the rebound, but gets blocked there by Valerio, and so Valerio is able to bring the rock down and hand it back over to Albany. Albany trying to see if he can get a mid-ranger, and it's good there by Valerio, as right now those 13 points is really becoming stellar here.
Yeah, Valerio getting it done. He's been stripping the ball and now blocking. You know, he's a great in-between size. Tall enough to be able to block, but also still fast enough to be able to be a threat in the paint and drives. As Derby trying to lay it up and in against Kivar, not able to convert. Missed opportunities for the Bikers here is going to allow Terry O'Toole to get fed the rock down in the post, and a 7-point game here. Maybe the bench need to come back out for the Bikers.
Yeah, it just seems like that it's very lackluster on the defensive end, especially in the paint. It just seems like there is no urgency as players are just finding their way under the basket very easily, and they're still trying to find their way to utilize the paint a little bit, but it's not working as Hunt lays it up. Not going to be good as Royden gets the rebound. So they need to get a basket here if they want to have an opportunity to try and get momentum back on their end. And Sylvius does drain to the 3. And just like that, they're only down by 4.
Yeah, giving good there. And Alphas, they've had enough. They're bringing out Cassius. They know they need the Otter back on the floor for these final 9 minutes of this game if they want to lock down the Bikers here and take this win on the road. Much needed. Again, I mentioned they've been in a battle for their division with the Plymouth Taproots and Bangor Tide sitting currently above them, but it's a close division. They have plenty of opportunities to still come out on top, but you know it's not been an easy division to come see themselves find their way to the top of.
Yeah, for sure. And now with Cassius Watterson back on the floor, you can imagine that's going to be a really tough ask for Dakota to deal with, as we do see the field goals not even anymore, unfortunately. But Dakota still has a good shot as they're only down by 6. A couple of threes can tie things right back up, but they need to keep the ball first and foremost, as the Alphas have been very pesky trying to swap it away. As now Redfield looking to try and go against his defender, and he does get the mid-ranger against Valerios. So now Dakota's only down by 4.
Yeah, not a surprise they brought Redfield back out on the floor. Again, veteran presence, able to help lead the team. And he's been doing pretty well in offense. So they want to bring that substitution in. But now they need to have defensive stops. That's the big thing here, is can they shut down the Albany Alphas?
Yeah, and that's kind of been the big thing, especially with the size advantage that Albany has, as we do get to see a quick miss, and Derby able to swoop it up before Cassie had an opportunity to try and get another offensive board. Now Sylvius has a chance to possibly cut the deficit down just by 1 possession. Hands it over to Roynick. Roynick has a bit of a size advantage, but not able to take advantage as Kivar gets the rebound.
And now on the other end, ball up in transition and able to hit that. And that's just such a problem for the Bikers right now. And 7 minutes and some change left to go. 6 points needing to get the conversions. Mishima down in the post. One-on-one isolation. Can he get it done? No. Back to Silvius. Back to Redfield. I mean, they subbed John out maybe to give him a break to catch his breath for the final minutes of this game. But you have to imagine leaving only Silvius on the floor really eliminates a lot of that three-point threat that makes the Bikers offense run.
Yeah, and it's really been a kind of a struggle because they haven't really been able to utilize it yet at all this game. Only a handful of threes attempted between the two, as right now Akiak trying to drive into the paint, trying to lay it up, and it is good.
Yeah, up to 8 now for the Albany Alphas, and Akiak picking it up here in the second half. 16 points total for the Albany Alphas point guard. Again, Dakota maybe need to call timeout. Ooh, ball stripped on the way up, but going out of bounds, and this might be a good time for Lawyer to come back in with 6 minutes and a half left to go, but no, still going to be sitting on the bench. I know they brought him in a little earlier in the third quarter, so maybe trying to make sure he's rested for the final minutes. They really might need him to.
Yeah, I'm assuming that they would assume that they would have an opportunity to stay toe-to-toe with this in this game, but they need a basket here if that's going to be the case, as Mishima hands it over to Silvius. Silvius is going to get the quick screen. Might use that to go for a pop, and it's not going to go down with Derby. Again with the rebound, trying to lay it up, and it's not going to be good. There's too many defenders on him.
Triple teamed at that point. So many people in the perimeter could have gone to, and a huge foul there is, yeah, Mishima just fouling hard, sitting on the line for 2, and lucky not getting called for a technical there, but we'll see any changes here. As Terry has been quiet comparatively, but very, very efficient, and they aren't bringing in Lawyer still. They've brought in someone else. Now they're going to call a timeout.
Yeah, I think they're going to go ahead and try and bring in both of the splash first on the paint because they're going to need it as they're down by 10 once again. And that's going to be a very big concern for Dakota. It's trying to make sure they stay in this game. But at this moment, I'm pretty sure that the biggest concern has been Cassius Watterson doing whatever he can to get the offensive boards and has just been a thorn in Dakota's side.
No doubt, and that's the problem. The post play has just not been working. Derby has not been able to convert. Sylvia's step back jumper is able to convert that, but like I said, he's put up 21 points here tonight, but needed to be putting up 30 with how the rest of the team has been shooting and struggles in the post.
Yeah, for sure. And right now, we're just trying to see if Albany trying to take advantage of the situation as Pratt not able to get it down, but Derby does get the rebound here.
Yeah, good screens. Got an open look for Akiak, but not able to convert it there. And now, how are they going to do? They keep attacking the post. You see the rest of Dakota is spread out to the perimeter to leave open that look, but even Mishima one-on-one not able to convert. And it's going to be Watterson pulling down another rebound. I think he's had 20 at this point.
Yeah, he has just been draining these things quite as often as possible. And right now, Albany hands it over to Terry. Terry is going one-on-one, gets the nice screen, has a bit of a double. As he gets double teamed a little bit there, and it's not going to go down as Derby does get the rebound. And now you got to look at Silvius to possibly make the three as John is still not on the court. Matt trying to go for a mid-ranger, but once again, it's not going to go down.
Yeah, that's the only thing about Cassius going back to the last possession. You saw there Derby was willing to let him be free on the perimeter. He has no range beyond really the paint and maybe a little bit into the mid-range. So, smart defensive play on Derby to be able to switch over, but not able to convert that opportunity. 88-80, 4 minutes left. Again, Dakota, you feel like you'd want to have John on the floor. I don't know, maybe if he rolled his ankle or something earlier in the game, and that's why they're sitting him out for the moment, but you imagine he wants to be out there on the floor right now.
Yeah, he's probably really just amped up to try to get in there, but right now, it looks like Silvius needs to go ahead and get something going, and he does get the mid-ranger right there, and Dakota still has a chance, only down by 6 with less than 4 minutes left in this game.
Yeah, I mean, Bikers known for their screens, their pick and pops, able to get them open looks. That's been their bread and butter. play style is now Albany attacking the post once again. Akiak not able to convert. Albany missed opportunities again, but can Dakota convert? That's the question.
Yeah, right now, Silvius, it says to head over to Derby. Derby and Waterson, they've been battling it out. And again, Waterson able to go on top in that possession. If Albany gets a score here, I'd imagine the timeout's going to be called to bring in Lawyer, because we are starting to see him going down on the court to get ready to get subbed in, but gets fouled there. The foul's getting called on Derby, so we'll see the biker, Terry go on the line for 2 as the first one gets made.
And we see both Troy and Lawyer coming in. Lawyer hopefully well rested. They're going to need him to hit some of these magic threes, but same time, Albany, you have to imagine they know what Dakota wants to do.
Oh yeah.
They know they need to lock down Lawyer and Matt if they want to stay ahead. And there they are, already trying to go for the steal. They are attacking John. They do not want him to have any kind of comfort, even just bringing the ball up the court.
Yeah, for sure. They're trying to be as aggressive as possible, as we do see Derby trying to lay it up. It gets fouled though on Waterson. And so Derby will go on the line for 2.
Yeah, and 15 rebounds for Derby. You know, he's been good in the post getting those rebounds. But, you know, point-wise, Waterson has just been shutting him down. And, missed second free throw there. 7-point game here. Now they need to stop as they want to go fast. Albany not taking their foot off the gas at all. But it's going to be John on the defense there against Valerio. Able to defend the bigger 6'10 Kangaroo Rat. And give Dakota another chance here. Now it's Derby one-on-one.
Yeah, right now they're trying to get into the paint once again, but Derby having a huge struggle against the Otter, and once again the Otter besting the Deer. And right now it just seems like the Alphas are just really has their number there within the paint. They need to go ahead and start utilizing the 3-point line, but Silvius was trying to get the ball as it was almost stolen there. But he had his paws on it last, so a costly turnover there for the Bikers as the Alphas once again has a chance to extend this lead and may ice this game with a basket here.
Especially Terry from beyond the arc left open, and I think that might. It's 2 minutes left to go with 2 of the best 3-point shooters in the league. Definitely a possibility, but their time is running short here.
Yeah, and they're still trying to get into the paint and almost lose the ball there. And we're going to see a jump ball situation between you already know who, Derby and Waterson. But so far, Waterson has been able to one-up Derby in these contests.
No doubt. And, the ball is tipped, but no, it's going to be Valerio stripping it from, would have been Troy to get it, but Valerio a little faster on the draw in there. And the little behind-the-back dribble, able to break free, and I think that might be it, because Albany at this point would have to absolutely go cold.
Yeah, they have to absolutely go cold and make the mistake of trying to be any more aggressive. But now Dakota has only 3s really left on the table. They're not really going to do that. Not sure what their game plan was going into this game, as they still try to go utilize the paint, and it has just not worked.
Yeah, and this point, game pretty much done. 12 points, a minute and a little change left as Valerio going to do a little bit of a heat check, spin around jumper, and of course it's Waterson there to clean it up and just put it back in. Now at this point, Dakota, do you just want to try and burn the clock? Maybe not let them break 100 here, but...
I mean, you never know, as we are seeing Derby once again trying to get for a shot, but it's just not going to be good. So, once again, the Alphas able to come in and get the job done against the Bikers. You're going to have to go in and question what the game plan was for the Bikers in this point, but you got to give credit where credit is due, as the Alphas has just been able to come in and take control of this game.
No doubt. The Bikers, first quarter was looking really rough, but I'm going to give them all the props because they made major changes. They made good adjustments. Lawyer not able to convert. Will get his own miss, though. But, those changes were probably the difference maker here. They were able to adjust to the Bikers' game plan, whereas the Bikers really haven't been able to make a good adjustment here tonight, as Derby unable to convert. And with that, last possession, Alphas, are you going to take the disrespectful shot and go for the 100, or just let it roll up?
Yeah, it seems like we're just going to go ahead and be content with the win, as they do win by 16, 99-83, as we end it here.
Yeah, and of course, the points for the Bikers, obviously Matt and John doing the bulk of it. And maybe that was a bit of the problem here tonight, was they kept trying to dish it down to Derby and get him involved in the game, and it just wasn't there. 3 of 13 shooting. He had the rebounds, 15. Plenty of rebounds. And like I said, John, perfect from the field, perfect from the free throw line. Just attacking the paint was where he missed most of his shots, 24 total.
Yeah. It's just unfortunate the fact that it seems like that they were really trying to utilize the paint when really it's not the Bikers' bread and butter. And when it wasn't working, they should have just went, all right, let's just dish it to the splash first and just have them shoot as many threes as possible. But unfortunately, that was not how things have ended there for the Bikers. But you got to give a lot of credit where credit is due for Watterson being able to control that paint for a majority of this game, and you can easily see him being a player of the game candidate within this one.
No doubt, and I mean that's definitely where Albany has built their team, is around that lockdown big first. You see there, only 16 points, but 23 rebounds, 5 blocks, 6 offensive rebounds. Terry, 20 points, not being a quiet night for him, and then the second-year player, Lorenz Valerio, 7 of 15 from the field, 17 points total. Almost had a couple steals, but not able to convert them always. Again, Albany's starting lineup, their entire starting lineup showed up. Kivar sure was quiet, but 14 rebounds, 5 assists. That's what you need from a veteran. You don't need him to necessarily put up 20 points a game when you have that kind of scoring going on around him.
Yeah, for sure. And that's kind of been really the name of the game, is that they have been able to utilize a lot of the rebounding. They had the rebounding game on lock. They've able to score on the perimeter when they need to. And that's what pretty much gave them the opportunity to go ahead and take this one on the road. And you got to credit where credit is due here. The Alpha is really showing their stride, that they're nowhere near done, as we go ahead and look into some of the overall stats between both of these teams. As we said, really hard start for the Bikers here in the beginning, but then Albany just continued to go ahead and climb back, as Dakota really didn't have an answer offensively.
No, and the third quarter was kind of rough for both of them. Only 22 points put up for Albany, but, fourth quarter, the Bikers just couldn't get anything going. 26% field goal percentage, and that's when Albany was their hottest. And, I mean, just looking at the overall stats, points in the paint favored them, fast break points. Everything went the Albany Alpha's way except for steals. That was the only thing that really stayed on Dakota's side, but it just wasn't there for the Bikers as they finished with 37% from the field. A rough night shooting for them. We've seen some bad nights from them, but we've also seen some extremely hot nights.
Yeah, and unfortunately, it was the former in this one. But in this case, it has been a pretty fun one. It was definitely back and forth, especially within the second and third quarter, I would say. And, even though it was an off night for the Bikers, they still are very well within range of possibly winning their division and maybe even being the more overall seed outright.
Yeah, but they are going to have to clean up some of these dirty nights. They are in the battle against Montana, who last year took home the 10th overall championship. They are in one of the toughest divisions with the defending champion, who honestly has kept the majority of their roster together that made that championship run. So it is not going to be easy for them to come out on top of their division, especially if they play like tonight. I feel like their second-year coach is going to need to make some adjustments with how he plays the game and makes those changes.
Yeah, for sure. I think that's going to be one of the biggest things within this game, but it was a fun one here as we go ahead and close things off.
Yeah, thank you all for tuning in. I've been Ryan Eastman, and that was Marcus Baylor.
Yes, that is me, Marcus Baylor. We see you guys in the next one.